back to the State of Football, a podcast where we talk about the ongoings in the world of football, the transfer market, the players, and everything in between. We're your hosts, Nimish and Vignesh. And today we are joined by a fellow friend and an avid gooner, Tauhid Khan. Claps, slow claps,
Hi.
fast claps, or any claps. Hi, Tauhid.
Claps for the man, the special guest for the night. Nimish, the league is back. We are playing Tottenham Hotspurs, Jose Mourinho, Harry Kane, Young Min Son.
Judas.
Need I go on?
One word for you, ecstatic. I am happy that football is returning, actual football. Premier League
Yeah.
is going to be back. And we're going to thrash Tottenham. Just for everyone out there who's listening
Nimish,
to this podcast, we're going to thrash Tottenham. There are
Okay,
few things
to
I'm
the
really
people-
worried about, but this is one of them. I know for a fact that OGS, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, is going to defeat Jose Mourinho again. The pat on the head is going to happen again. And yes, Bruno ex Pogba, there's nothing better than that. That's going to happen. So bring it on. I just say bring it on.
Me being a Manchester United fan as well, yes, I am optimistic of the game, but no, I am not as confident as he is. Because showing up at big events like the Champions League semi-final, he did, like the final with Inter Milan for that matter, and Jose Mourinho does that. So Jose Mourinho will try to beat us, of course he will. But do I think he'll be able to do it? I absolutely don't. Do I think United are more strong right now than they were when they went into this coronavirus break? I do, because United have Bruno, United have Pogba back, United have Rashford back from injury. I think this is a game for United to lose. And I would be really upset if we didn't get 3 points. And I'm looking forward to it. To be fair, I am looking forward to it.
Kane's back too.
Four
Harry
games,
Kane
though,
is back too.
that we have. Harry Kane is back as well, not to forget. Yeah, Harry Kane is back. But the important points to discuss, obviously, is that Dele Alli is missing out on the game. And so is the kid whose name is
I think
Tanganga, if I'm not wrong.
Lo-
He's
I
he's
think Lo
missing
Celso
out.
will play behind Kane.
Yeah, it is really possible, because my prediction for their attack would be Son through the left, Bergwijn through the right, Lucas Moura behind Kane, and Kane up front. But you never know Jose Mourinho. He might just set up the shop and hope to hit us on the break. And I guess we'll only have to wait and see what Jose Mourinho actually does.
I think
So
he'll go for a double pivot
let
for
us,
Ndombele.
yeah,
I think he'll go for a double pivot of Ndombele and Dyer, and he'll play probably Lo Celso up front, just behind Kane. I don't see how Lucas Moura gets the game this time. I guess to start this time. Obviously, be coming on from the bench. Now that there are 5 substitutes, I think almost all of them will get chances.
yeah, and the most important part being that we all know that Jose is a big fan of Eric Dyer, because he tried to sign him when he was at United. So we'll have to see how does he try to make a point to United by playing Dyer against United, and he performs brilliant game. Celso and Lo Celso and Ndombele, or Lo Celso and Sissoko. We'll just have to wait and see. So now let us move to the new section of our episode. Like last episode, we were discussing transfers and the leagues. This time around, we're going to do a PL preview. Not exactly a meme review, but yeah, it's a Premier League preview. We'll be going through the most important fixtures of the week, and we'll be trying to give our predictions on who we think will win that game. And of course, we try to keep something on the line as a wager, but we've not decided on that yet. But yeah, if you get the score right, you get 2 points. If you get the result right, you get 1 point. If you get nothing right, you get nothing. It's given. So the four games we're going to be discussing today.
Shoot.
So the 4 games we're going to discuss today are City, Arsenal, Tottenham United, Villa, Chelsea, and Everton, Liverpool. From each and each of you, I'd really appreciate if you could give me 1 or 2 pointers about how you think the game is going to go and what your prediction is, and we can rush through the games one by one. So which game should we talk about first, Nimish?
Let's start with the
I
first
think
one.
we start with City
City versus Arsenal. So
at
before I go,
Etihad.
before I go ahead with my predictions, I want to know what Tauhid thinks about this because he's a guest on our show for the first
Yeah,
time. And
yeah, we'd like
overall,
to
I think
let our guests go first.
yes.
Before I get to what score I predict, I would like to say that the left backs of Arsenal are back, so that will impact this formation a lot, I believe. Because earlier Bukayo Saka was playing at left back. Now the two traditional left backs, Kieran Tierney and Sead Kolasinac, are back. So I think that will disrupt the existing formation that was played pre-lockdown. So right now I think it's very hard to predict the first three we are going with, and whether Oba will play as a lone centre forward, and we have a midfield trio of Jaka and Ceballos along with Torreira. I don't know what he'll come up with, so I expected that formation. And as for City, as unpredictable as they are, I expect them to bang some goals in because Arsenal's sorry defense. It'll be really interesting with the centre back pairing Arsenal go with. So I'd say City win this 3-1. We'll probably bag a goal. Given I don't expect clean sheets nowadays.
Tauhid, do you expect Ozil to start?
That's a tricky one, but I think as far as Arteta is concerned, he has given prime importance to Ozil, and I think he starts. You'd be beginning to see that he's not being able to be really decisive in the final third. So if you carefully watch the games, he'll be probably the one who's building up that when we're in possession.
So Tauhid has gone for a 3-1 City win. Nimish, your thoughts? What's the score you would be going for?
I agree with some of the things that Tauhid has said that Arsenal's left back position is better than the Ben it was before.
And he's frozen out again. To the people watching who cannot hear Nimish clearly and can hear me, Nimish is locked down in his village and he's having to use Geo internet. So if anybody from Geo is watching, please fix up your internet near where he lives. Until Nimish gets his internet sorted, I'd like to go ahead with my predictions. I think City are in an advantageous position given the lockdown because City are used to playing in an empty ground, and this would only add to the opponent's misery that they would not have their away fans cheering, which is as much as number of people City have usually at home. So I think City will benefit from this, and regardless, City have a really strong squad, and I think City would come out of this break firing all guns blazing. So I think City will be winning this game, and I'm going for a 4-1 win for Manchester City.
Even though I'm being frozen out from time to time, I can still hear completely what you guys are saying. And I agree with some pointers that Tauhid made and some pointers that were made by you, Vignesh. Arsenal's left back position is better than it was before, but even then, I would say that they're not in a favorable
It's
position.
easy to agree to the fact that City play in empty grounds.
I really agree with the fact that City play in an empty ground. It's called empty heart for a reason, isn't it? But aside from that fact, I do think City are in a stronger position post Corona, and they've got all their players back. So I think City is going to win this match comfortably. The final score, I think, is going to be 3-1. So that's 3-1 from my side. City 3, Arsenal 1.
So both of you have gone for a 3-1 victory, whereas
See,
I have
I
stuck to the
don't have a lot
4-1.
of faith in David Luiz, but I have a little faith in David.
Moving on to David, it'll be interesting to see which centre backs play for Arsenal, and that's going to be the biggest surprise
I
from
don't think it's
this
gonna
weekend.
be
So
David Luiz and
let's see how
Mustafi.
that game
I
goes.
think Socrates
Socrates and David Luiz is a gem of a
will
partnership.
start.
Please let it
I'll
go.
tell you one
Should
thing.
start.
And Mustafi
God.
start, it'll be the best gift Arteta could have given us post-Corona, and we should be thankful for him for giving us such meme material the very first day.
Given the fact,
And moving,
given the fact that even City don't have a great defense, Otamendi is like equally comical. And
Otamendi is really shaky at the
no, he's
moment.
not.
City's defense is, I wouldn't say just as bad because City have a good right back. City have at least one good centre back.
Isn't Aymeric Laporte back?
City is, if I'm not wrong, Harry
Yes,
Laporte is
he's back.
returning to training, but we're not really
Aymeric
sure if he'll
Laporte
be
is back.
starting. Yeah,
Okay.
so
And
it'll be interesting to see.
And the mentioning especially, I'd be really excited to see Nicolas Pepe back, and I think he'll be playing on by the side of Mendy. And looking at what Adama Traore did to Mendy at the Etihad, I'd like Pepe to watch some clips and do the thing he does.
Take inspiration
For
from
one
Adama
thing,
Traore, I
I
guess.
am hopeful for Pepe because uh, it's going to be Arsenal's front three versus Man City's back from the start. Let's get that straight. Aubameyang, Lacazette, and Pepe need to be all guns blazing since
I don't
since
think
the start
Lacazette
of
is
the
going
game.
to start by any means.
Why
I
do you
think
say
it's going to
that?
be the Nketiah or Martinelli because Nketiah has been in inspiring form. Even before the coronavirus lockdown, Nketiah was being preferred.
Eddie Nketiah played a good string of games before the lockdown. Even that game against Leeds, he was phenomenal. He made an impact when he came off the bench against Olympiacos, if I'm not wrong. So it'll be a good game to watch. Let's just hope that we are entertained, and that's the most important thing at this moment because we've not had Premier League for almost 3 months now. So moving on to the next game, which is Spurs United. What are your thoughts, Nimish? Where's that game going? What's the score? Shoot.
3-1, 3 United, 1 Spurs.
Well, 3-1.
And I am being generous. I am being generous
You're
to
being
Spurs. I don't even think they'll score one goal. But since we're placing bets right now, I want to be as accurate as possible. So I'll give them a leeway of a goal. I
that's
seriously do
that's
believe
that's
they're
pretty.
not going to score even one goal. But we never know how Jose Mourinho is going to line up. So that little bit of uncertainty is what's just telling my mind to not just let United run away with it. So that's just a little bit of uncertainty that's in my mind right now. But other than that, I don't see United losing this game because we've got all our players back. Rashford's back. He's firing. We've got Pogba back. Bruno he's been in an amazing string of form. So I think it's United's game to lose. Spurs have no chance in this. What about you, Tauhid? What do you
That's
think
pretty
about this game?
confident. That's pretty confident from Nimish. Tauhid, your thoughts?
I think Spurs are at home, so that there's no crowd, but that should still be an advantage, I guess, because the pitch qualities in the Premier League vary from stadium to stadium. So a team is automatically acquainted with the stadium they play in, and Spurs are the stanky new home ground. I think I will go for 2-1 United. It will be a close game.
It's more of United's game to lose than Tottenham's game to win. And I really think United, with all its players back, with all the major improvements that we tried to add in this coronavirus, we have Pogba back, we have Rashford, and I think that it'll be a really strong lineup to start with, and we'd be having good firepower from the bench as well, given how Igalo has been playing, given how Greenwood has been playing. I think United are going to nick this game, and I'm going to give it a 2-1 win to Manchester United. And if anything more, I'll be really happy. I don't care about losing the bet. I'll be really happy if we go on and slap them 5-0 and Jose Mourinho gets another pat on top of his head. But how
That's
realistic is
for a
that?
day.
I really don't know.
Wishful
But
thinking.
yeah, so we have to be really aware of what we're saying because it'll be up on the internet for at least a long time, and we don't want to be look we don't want to look like fools when if we end up seeing Tottenham smash us 3-0 and we have Nimish Datta saying there's no way they're scoring more than a goal. It's not even possible. And that's going to be
See,
clipped and we'd be memed for the rest of our life. So
there's a
let's
few
just
things.
hope.
There's
Let's
a
just
few things
hope
I'm
that the
confident
ship has
about.
not sailed.
This is one of them. I am
Well,
betting my integrity on this match. OGS better not let me down.
losing
I
your
don't.
integrity on the second episode won't be the most most ideal thing to do, but
I don't
you
think
have your
Pogba and
confidence
Bruno
and
is
I have
gonna.
faith in you.
I don't think Pogba and Bruno are gonna click together. I really don't think so. They are two players who command the ball for a good period of time, and both are flair players. Both hold the ball. Both are attacking, very attacking players. attacking, and both have a eye for goal. So I think that's a bit of a mismatch. I think Pogba would have to share more of the defensive duties after Bruno's arrival. I don't
To
see
be
how
fair,
that
Pogba
works.
has been doing that because we don't have a defensive midfielder. Pogba has been accustomed to doing that. I think it is going to be one of those Aubameyang Lacazette situations where once you have a world class player and you sign another world class player, you have to just wait and see if they click or not. Like I don't know how many of you have seen that quote, but Aubameyang said when he arrived at Arsenal and the first time he met Lacazette, they both just burst into laughter because they seemed to have known so much about each other, and they knew from that very moment that they'd click together. And the initial few months they did, and since then it's been one or the other, but they have played beautifully together. So we'll just have to wait and see if Bruno and Pogba can do that. If they can, God save the Premier League. That's all I'm going to say. So moving on, we have, if not, but one of the biggest games the league has seen. It's Everton versus Liverpool, the Merseyside derby, a game that could decide so much of the league. Because keep in mind, if Arsenal beat City, if that's a big if, and Liverpool win at the Merseyside derby, Liverpool would be champions at Goodison Park, and that's going to be something for Everton fans to forget for the rest of their lives. What do you think of this game? It's one of the biggest games Liverpool have had this season. Where do you think this game would go?
Let's just pray that Arsenal don't beat City. Let's just pray that. Let's just pray for that right now. I know Tauhid is with us on this podcast, but let's just pray for that, please. For the sake of humanity, for the sake of all of football kind, let's just pray that City defeats Arsenal. City thrashes Arsenal, because it's not going to be a good sight for any scouser on the other side of the road, because every Evertonian is it's every Evertonian's worst nightmare. I do think Liverpool is going to win this game easily. Everton will put up a good fight, but I don't want them crowned at the Goodison Park. That's the last thing I want. Because to defeat your rival at their home ground and then lift the Premier League on their home ground, it's got to be one of the worst feelings ever for the other side. So for you it couldn't be anything better than that, but for them it's going to be shattering. I think it's going to haunt them for the rest of their lives.
I see Tawhid with a smile because he's probably recollecting those moments when Arsenal won the league at, at Anfield and Arsenal won the league at Old Trafford. Don't think I'm not seeing
And
that smile.
also
I
at
am. Trust me, I am.
the White Hart Lane.
Yeah, Arsenal. To be fair, Arsenal have won more league titles away from home than they have at home. They have 3 Premier League medals, and all three of them, none of them came at the Highbury or at the Emirates. So
And
Arsenal fans do tend to have an idea of how it feels to win at a rival's home ground. So, Toy, what are your thoughts? Where do you see that game going?
I think it will be a one way affair there. Liverpool will have extra motivation at Goodison, and they'll just blow Everton away. I don't see the Everton squad progressing under Ancelotti much. Because the striker is signed, he's been in news for various reasons. He's not been banging goals in. He just has one goal, I guess. Moise can. I don't know what he's up to. Every striker this time seems to misfire, and all the goal scoring burden seems to fall on Calvert-Lewin, who has been handling it well. The man has the biggest leap I've seen in a long, long time after Ronaldo, and the Charlison. That's all their hope is if Andre Gomez clicks from the middle and they get the likes of Charlison and Calvert-Lewin get some chances. I think it will
So,
be a
Nimish, I missed out on the score from your end. What was your
I'm
score
sorry.
prediction
I'm
for the
sorry
game?
about that. I think Everton is going to set up defensively for this game. They we'll see we'll see them parking the bus from the beginning, and they'll try to hit Liverpool on the counter. But I do think Liverpool is going to win this game easily. It's going to be 2-0 in the end for Liverpool.
Tawhid, your prediction. What do you think? Is it going to be
I
one-sided?
think I think the sharp waves of attack that Liverpool have, the European elite hasn't been able to stop it. So I don't see any hope for Everton as such. I think it's gonna be a marauding 4-0 victory. I think Salah and Mane will score two each, to take them to the top scorer charts of the Premier League. I just see this as a game in which they are trying to, go for the record.
I have my my you guys think it is, because I remember last year when Liverpool were playing Everton away, and we have to be grateful because Everton away was the game Liverpool dropped their last points last year, and because of that they went on and came second. They didn't win the league, and I think this is way bigger game for Everton to just sit back and let uh, Liverpool run the riot. I think Everton are going to get something of this game. Liverpool have lost against Watford. I think Ancelotti will set up a very defensive team, and I think Ancelotti might
I
get
don't think he
something
has
of
the
this game.
defenders
I'm
for
gonna
it.
go on the limb.
I don't think
No,
he has the defenders
of course
for it.
I agree to it. I agree to it, but I think Ancelotti can pull off one of those games where he'll set up Digne at the back. He'll have Sidibe
Do
playing
you
up
trust
right,
Yerry
because
Mina at
Sidibe
the
has
back?
been playing pretty much up front. No, I think he'll start Keane and Yerry Mina. Yes, I do think he'll start both of them, but I think if they are asked to just sit back, not look to attack, both the defenders Digne and Sidibe, who usually bomb forward and overlap the wingers, if they stay back, I think Everton do stand a chance, and I am gonna go for a 1-1 draw between the two of them. Call me crazy, I'm gonna go for that. I'm gonna go for a 1-1 draw, and I believe that Everton might have something to show for. I'm not really sure if they can do it, but I think the effort would be there.
I
But
think Liverpool
there's
will
just one
score
thing I
quick.
want to add to what Vignesh has said. There's this article that I was reading online a few days ago, and it's really interesting article which states that ever since football has returned, the there's this new thing called an away advantage for the team, because you've not had your supporters supporting you and the stadiums are empty, so any point of advantage for the home team is washed away right now. So now more than ever,
If anything, I agree with Nimish. If anything, it's a disadvantage because they're playing at their home ground where they're used to playing around 30,000-40,000 people, but suddenly there's no one. There's just computer sounds playing around you. So do you think it'll be same for the teams? Absolutely not. But yeah, I think the Premier League is going to be, I'll not say entertaining, but at least interesting. It'll be something for the textbooks to take care of in the next generations to come. They'll be making lessons on how the season ended in the year 2020, on how they managed to do it virtually. But let's see. The last game we're going to discuss, one of the most interesting ones, is going to be Aston Villa versus Chelsea. Where do you think that game is going, Tauhid?
It's a one-way traffic. Chelsea are mobilizing upwards, and I see the free-flowing attack, the free-flowing football Chelsea are playing, and it's really interesting to see the front three. Tammy is starting, whether they'll go for Pulisic or Hudson-Odoi, and I think Willian will start from the right. He's been in good form this season, and I think this will be a big hole to fill for Chelsea after he leaves at the end of this season. I think Chelsea are going to win it. Aston Villa have got no fight. They show surges of brilliance when Jack Grealish gets the ball, and that's about it. They are not convincing either in attack, neither in defense. So I don't think this is going to go anyway but Chelsea.
Nimish?
so what's your score prediction for the game, Tohit?
I think Chelsea wins 3-0. I think it will be a comprehensive attacking performance, and there'll be no need to defend much, I guess.
To interrupt Tawhid, he's not wrong, broke his foot right before the coronavirus. No, right before the January window ended. And that's the reason Aston Villa have been struggling because they've not signed a replacement striker. And Wesley and Heaton are not going to be there for the rest of the season, if I'm not
I
wrong.
think they're good to go
So
with
we wish them to get well
Pepe
soon, but
Reina.
unfortunately, yes.
I
Can you
think they're
please
good
come
to
again,
go
Tawhid?
with it. I think they're good to
So
go
if
with
he,
Pepe Reina.
yeah,
He's
yeah,
been
yeah.
doing a good job of late.
Yeah, the Reina is definitely going a good job, but the replacement striker, I'm not really sure about that. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see how they play. So Tawhid is going for a 3-0 win for Chelsea. Aston Villa would be up for a fight right now because they'd be battling relegation. It's more than just a battle of relegation. It's a battle to where their squad would look like end of the season, because if they do end up getting relegated, players like Tyrone Mings, players like Jack Grealish, players like John McGinn, you're sure that these players will leave. So the club will do whatever it is in their reach to keep those players, and for that they have to stay in the Premier League. Do I think Villa can pull off a win? I don't. Do I think Chelsea are going to walk through them? I don't. I think Villa will put up a fight, and I'm going for a 2-2 draw in this game.
That's
That's the
pretty.
boldest
Well,
prediction. That's even bolder than Nimish's prediction for Tottenham Hotspurs and United.
You just wait
well,
and watch,
what's
buddy. You
what's
just
the
wait and
point in
watch,
trying
Sohail.
if you don't even give it a shot?
You just wait and watch. You'll be calling me after the game and telling me
Eh,
how insightful my prediction was. I'm not saying this in a sarcastic way. This is going to turn out to be true. But let's just focus on the game at hand right now. Aston Villa versus Chelsea. I agree completely with what Tauhid has said. I agree with both of you gentlemen, but not so much with you, Vignesh, because I don't see Aston Villa posing much of a challenge for Chelsea. I see this as a one-way traffic game again. The players for the key players for Aston Villa are going to be Grealish, McGinn, Tyrone Mings. And Grealish is going to be the main person through which most of the attack of Aston Villa comes through. But other than that, I don't see anything
Jesus Christ,
substantial.
get a grip of yourself.
I don't other than anything else from Grealish, I don't see Aston Villa posing much of a threat. And I think Chelsea is
I
going
think
to.
another player to watch. Another player to watch would be Matt Target. He's been producing the most number of attacking final third passes and crosses after Trent Alexander-Arnold. He's the most successful fullback after Trent this season. So that's also an interesting player to watch.
So your scoreline prediction, Nimish?
My scoreline prediction is Chelsea 3, Aston Villa 1.
Chelsea 3, Aston Villa 1. For people who are actually wondering, if even the 10, 20 people who watch our show right now are actually wondering why I'm turning back time and again, it's because the Bundesliga is just going on and Bayern Munich are champions. So if you want to have a clue of when we record this, yes, we do it at 2 in the morning and disturb everyone at our places. So 8th title in row. Congratulations, Bayern Munich. We'll make an episode on that as well, I
And that
guess.
is one of the reasons I have
And
a bad internet connection as well. Everyone's hogging the internet connection at 2 in the night.
yeah, so we have gone through the 4 important games. I have noted down what each of your scores are, and I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful that the Premier League is going to be as entertaining as we thought it is going to be. It starts tomorrow night, and trust me when I tell you, I can't really wait. Any final words, Nimish? Any final words, Sohit, before we finish off this episode of the State of Football?
Just
Uh,
hope Oba scores. That's it. I just want nothing else.
You want to see that man do a front flip again, don't you?
Yeah, twice, thrice, 4 times, 5 times,
Nimish,
and I want that
this has
man
been
to
a
win
fun
the
episode.
Golden Boot.
I've been waiting for so long for Rashford to make a comeback. So the most excited I am right now is for Rashford. I just want to watch that guy score 1, 2, 3 goals. If all the 3 goals of the game come through Rashford, I'll be the most happy person on the planet. That's just how I'm going to leave it.
Rashford, as much as long as you're speaking about Rashford, we should go on and give him a huge congratulations for what he's done today for the
Absolutely,
kids
man.
in the
Absolutely.
UK, and
Great
raising
gesture.
that amount of money at the age of 22. It's a great gesture. It just goes on to show the many people around the world who take footballers and the profession of football and the amount of money they're paid for granted and say they don't deserve it. Do they deserve it or not? That's a secondary chapter. But that's the kind of influence any human being should have. That's the kind of influence any person in position of power should have. And it's really fantastic to see Rashford take a stand, because he said that he was part of one of those kids who used to go in school for the free meals and who used to enjoy the free meals because of his family situation. And I think Rashford is setting an example for all the young kids who are growing up in the English game and around the world, that this is the kind of thing you could do when you are in a position of power. And kudos to Marcus Rashford and all the other footballers who are fighting for this cause. And let's just hope all of us get through this difficult time with a little bit of football, and we enjoy the Premier League because it's back again. And we sit back. We'll come back and review this whole prediction as soon as the league ends. As soon as this week of the league ends, all these games are played out. We'll come back and see who's got the most points, and hopefully by then we settle down on a wager on what the loser does. And let's just hope it's not me. And moving on, and the final word would be that stay safe, uh, stay at home, don't go out. And just because the country is open again doesn't give us the permission to just roam around freely wherever we want to. The league is back. Let's just sit home, enjoy football, and wish that Manchester United trash Tottenham Hotspur and Jose Mourinho gets to sit back on his ass again. That would be the end of the second episode of the State of Football. Thanks, Tauhid, for joining us. Hope you join us for a few more episodes in the future. Thanks, Nimish, and I hope next time you get your internet fixed again. That's an end from Vignesh, Tauhid, and Nimish on That's Football. Not That's Football, it's the State of Football. Jesus Christ, what's wrong with me? Yeah, on the State of Football. Thank you and peace. Bam, bam.